Ain't like you don't know the problem. I guess we got a problem. I guess I'ma have to solve them. Player, I always been a problem. Now I just guess I got some more problems.
Things are getting intense, using up my sixth sense. Thought you had us figured, I can't use me at your expense. They be on that pretense, we be on self-defense. Left you in the past tense, you could keep your 2 cents. I don't wanna be another target on a head list. All my people running around the city like some misfits. So I'm steady praying for my brothers like a wish list. Can I trust a soul? They gon' turn on you the quickest. Damn, there's so much going on in this world we call our home. They been looting and protesting, trying to get it for our home. Ain't nobody got us like we got us. Streets is in a frenzy, you see the riots. Yeah, you see 'em. Stand up for a cause, or you die for one of yours. Ain't no universal laws, they just wanna sabotage. Rolling with my entourage, and they tell us be safe. But they got our hands behind us while we down up on our face. It don't make no sense, no. It felt like a death, no. How we supposed to raise our sons, how we supposed to get through. Feeling really stressful, years of being dreadful. How could we be careful when we ain't really careful? Therefore, all the youths need a good mentor, yes Lord. All the years we endure, there's no cure. All the cops screaming 10 for what for? Government always trying to send, so we at war. Yeah, we black, but we really called Moors, born poor. All we care about is Jordan Concords, looting stores. Why you taking things that's not yours? All boy, that ain't no way yet on the George Floyd. Stay on point. Half America is really unemployed. We annoyed, killing people. It's a state of paranoia. Can't avoid it. All these businesses burned down and destroyed. No insurance. Think my people kinda missing what's important. Yeah, stand up for your rights. Yeah, we putting up a fight. They don't want us out at night, so they gave us curfew. It's like jumping out the plane with no parachute. Don't shoot, hands up, but they still gon' do it. Huey Newton probably like, man, what y'all doing? Need to come together, all of us, and start a revolution. Yeah, discover more solutions, overthrow the Constitution, stop the looting, stop the shooting. We've been living in confusion. Things are getting intense, using up my sixth sense. Thought you had us figured, I can't use me at your expense. They be on that pretense, we be on self-defense. Left you in the past tense, you could keep your 2 cents.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, people.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. Today is May 5th, 2021. Happy Cinco de Mayo. James Bubba Williams, how you doing, man?
Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo, Brother Ben. I'm doing pretty good, man. This wireless microphone always gets me like this whole week.
Hey, man, it has been a week for real already, man. Just glad to be back in the saddle. Thanks for everyone and their patience yesterday. We didn't do a broadcast yesterday for a couple of reasons, but we are back in the saddle today, and we're ready to get started with some news and politics and shenanigans. Rebecca will be joining us at the 9 o'clock hour. And definitely she'll be here for the after party. Good morning to everyone in the chat rooms across all the platforms that we're streaming. We regularly have an issue with Twitch. So if you're a Twitch subscriber and you're probably not even hearing us right now, but as you hear this replay, want to make sure that you know that it's not us. Some days Twitch wants to work, some days Twitch doesn't. And so we'll try to troubleshoot a little bit more. But in the meantime, I hope you're joining us in the chat rooms at the other platforms. Good morning to everyone. We have a lot of news to cover because we missed yesterday, and there's some amazing stories that we want to get to. So I want to jump right in and start with what's going on with COVID. The FDA is preparing to authorize the use of Pfizer coronavirus vaccines for kids 12 to 15 years old by early next week. Now, this is according to federal officials familiar with the agency's plan. The FDA is also considering whether to allow Pfizer's vaccine to be administered to children as young as 2 years old. As a father, I'm going to be patient with that and give it a whole lot of time before I get my kids vaccinated. But this is absolutely good news, right? There's usually a full trial for a vaccination for children, and they're moving the ball along. And this is actually going to help us, particularly because there's so many people who still are refusing to get vaccinated because of all of the disinformation that is going out, particularly through platforms like Fox News. As of Monday, about 65 million doses have been delivered but not administered, according to including 31 million doses of Pfizer vaccine, 25 million doses of Moderna's, and 10 million doses of Johnson & Johnson, according to figures collected by the CDC. On Tuesday, the Biden administration announced a new vaccination goal. The administration hopes to achieve vaccine rates of 70% of adults with at least one shot and 160 million Americans fully vaccinated by July 4th. Now, I want to give you a breakdown. This is a breakdown provided by the CDC that shows you the top 10 most vaccinated states, and the top are the bottom 10 least vaccinated states. New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut, Hawaii, Maine, New Jersey, New Mexico, Rhode Island, and California all have a vaccination rate of over 63%, and New Hampshire is leading the bunch with 74%. Shout out to New Hampshire. The bottom 10, South Carolina, Arkansas, Idaho, James, Georgia. They got us in here. West Virginia, Tennessee, Wyoming, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi all have rates in the 40 percentile. Mississippi, no disrespect to Mississippi, grew up in Mississippi, but I guess this is to be expected with the politics that happen in Mississippi. Based on the current trajectory and the slowing number of new vaccines administered, many health experts are beginning to believe that the U.S. will never reach herd immunity. Let's keep going before I give too much commentary, because there's a lot to be said about this. Experts believe that 70 to 85% of the U.S. population needs to be immune to COVID, either through prior infection or a vaccine, in order to reach herd immunity. Due to the slowing number of new vaccines being administered, likely due to skepticism and misinformation, and in this case, intentional disinformation, it is unlikely that the U.S. will reach herd immunity before next winter's expected surge. And keep in mind, the coronavirus, much like the flu, does surge in cold seasons. What are some ways to combat this? Well, New Jersey, they are rolling out a shot and a beer campaign, which gives you a free beer if you get a coronavirus shot. Okay. Likewise, Budweiser and Krispy Kreme have also offered free products to folks who present proof of vaccination. All right, I got to stay away from that Krispy. James, I'm gonna break right there, bro. Krispy Kreme might be, bro. That might be the one to do it for anybody. I'm just saying, it actually might be the one. Krispy Kreme is getting ready to go public again, and that's a whole different conversation. But y'all saw how my fat eyes lit up when they said Krispy Kreme, man. Frank Luntz, a noted Republican political consultant who is most famous for his focus groups that shape conservative messaging, has been hosting panels of vaccine skeptics. In his most recently published focus group, Luntz hosted a group of former vaccine skeptics who had taken the vaccine and asked them what changed their mind. I want us to take a look at that snippet from that focus group, because this is the critical demographic. This demographic right here, the people who were skeptical but can be convinced, this is what we need to absolutely keep an eye on and cultivate, because we've got to get more people vaccinated, and we're in an environment where there's so much disinformation that is going forward intentionally to make, and I don't understand why people are so interested in helping us miss the mark of herd immunity when that same group of people are so interested in getting back to normal. Herd immunity from vaccination is how we get back to normal. But this is the clip from Frank Luntz, and I think it's a really important clip for us to look at. Let's watch it.
Everyone in this group expressed that you're either very hesitant or extremely hesitant, but you all decided to get the vaccine. I want to know the moment when you said, you know what, that's it. Even though I'm hesitant, I'm going to get it. Marie from New York.
when I did the last focus group with you and you had the doctor from the CDC on. He explained it much better than Fauci or any of them ever did.
Gail from DC.
Lost friends and family, and people getting the vaccine were surviving it.
What was the moment, Shirley, that you decided I'm going to get the vaccine?
When my friend got sick, and she told us, "You don't want this on. You don't. We don't wish this on you."
Ulysses from Texas.
Had 3 family members pass away, a neighbor pass away, a friend of mine works in the ICU on the COVID floor, and she told me how bad it was.
Philip from New Jersey, what was the precise moment that you decided to get the vaccine?
The precise moment I decided to get the vaccine was after talking to some highly credible medical professionals that are family friends in New York and are first responders on the line every day, looking at what's coming in and out and what they're bagging and tagging.
Bagging and tagging, wow. Anderson, tell me the precise moment.
Friday, March 19th, I was listening to the Brian Lehrer show, and 2 folks who were long haul symptom holders of COVID-19 got on the show and said, as soon as they got their shot, the symptoms faded away. That's when I was convinced to go take my shot.
Jillian.
When it appeared as though I needed to have the shot to travel.
Everyone in this group.
That last one is a shame. All the ones before that last voice that you just heard were pretty reasonable, but that last person just throws me that she's only interested in getting it so she could travel. But whatever, she got it. And this is what we have to work on, James, because there's so many people who are, so many platforms that are intentionally spewing disinformation, and it really seeps down into it really has a tangible, real impact. Quick story. One of the reasons we didn't go live yesterday, in addition to the crazy storms that we've had here in Georgia, is because Monday night, I ended up in the emergency room. I'm just high strung, you know what I mean? Really stressful time, but I went to the emergency room just to be safe. Everything about me that I went in there for is fine, right? They did all the tests, they ran everything, and everything is good. I just need to chill out. That said, they had me in a room, and I couldn't see the guy, and I didn't know whether or not he had on a mask until I passed. They had me in a room with this guy who wasn't wearing a mask the entire time. Now, that said, this clown at the end of the night, James, said that, I started talking to him. I'm like, well, I need to know what I'm dealing with. And he said, oh, I don't go anywhere. He said, because of his situation, his medical situation, he doesn't travel anywhere. I was like, okay, good. Now, mind you, I had on 3 masks and a visor. So, you know what I mean? I'm doing everything I can to protect myself and to protect others, because primarily when you wear a mask, it protects others. I'm going somewhere with this. Then this clown said, oh, I just went to a wedding this weekend. I said, my God, this man. And then he said, well, he had 1 vaccine shot, but he was watching Fox News and they said that if you get 1, you're good and that you don't have to wear a mask. And that's why he wasn't wearing a mask in the damn hospital. Now, then he tied it to, he wanted to talk politics. And I don't know why he wanted to talk politics to me, because I straight out lied to the man and said, I don't even get into politics that much, right? Because I'm vexed. And I'm like, well, by the time I realized he wasn't wearing a mask, I had already been in the room with him for a whole hour. So it's like, it is what it is at this point. And so yesterday morning, we weren't doing the show because I was trying to set up quarantine in my house, because I'm going to protect my wife and my kids. If I can't protect, if something happened to me, I got to take care of them. So I'm locked away in my room. That's why we didn't stream yesterday morning. But I want everybody to understand, it is the disinformation, because it's intentional. What Fox News and Tucker Carlson and all of them are doing, it is 100% intentional. I don't know what incentive they have to spread all of this misinformation about the vaccine, about COVID-19 in general, but they're doing it. And as that man was talking through the night, he tied everything back to conservative talking points that goes across the airways every single day. He tied it to Obama being a quote unquote Muslim. He tied it to whether or not Obama was even born in America. He was a birther. He tied it to Benghazi. He tied it to everything that he heard from these raggedy platforms that are out here spreading so much misinformation. And that's a real tangible thing. He thought that because he had one shot that he could go out and not wear a mask anymore. He thought that was, and that's the conversation that's being had on Fox News every single day. So how many people have been infected because of the infection that is Fox News? How many people have been infected with all of this misinformation, and they're going out here and they are living their lives based on what they heard on Fox News and other platforms? They're living their lives based on that information, and lo and behold, they are spreading because they believe Tucker Carlson, man. They believe Laura Ingraham. They believe all of these. So they figure because these people are on big platforms, they have to be telling the truth when it is literally the exact opposite. And so the only way we are going to survive this thing as a nation is if we can combat all of the disinformation that is coming from outlets like Fox News, all the way down to people with little social media platforms who are spreading all of this misinformation as well. And if we can't grab a hold of the attention and the focus of the American people, man, we will never be able to get out of this pandemic and get back to life as normal, because there are so many millions of people following the instructions of outlets like Fox News. And so that's where we are, man.
Right. That's freaking crazy, Ben. Like, the bigger thing is why the damn hospital didn't make him put his mask on.
Bro, I was about to turn and then when he said he had went to a wedding, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I unplugged everything. I just walked out. I didn't even say goodbye to the people. I unplugged. Man, I had all the wires. So I just walked. I said I can't. I can't, man.
That's crazy, dude. And if I'm thinking the hospital that you went to, if I know it in that area, then they definitely should have made this man put the mask on, bro.
And that's why I went to that one, because it is an extremely reputable. It is an extremely reputable hospital that I have trusted in the past, and I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, moving on, because I can't focus on that, because y'all know I'm a neurotic kind of dude, man. I was out of it yesterday morning, bro. I was like, you ever want to hurt something, break something, but it ain't gonna do no good, man. I just couldn't do it because of how stupid America is. Now, thankfully, I got one dose, and the one dose of the vaccine, it does do something. And he said he got one dose, so it does do something, but it's not complete. You got to get the second shot, people. Anyway, moving on. One of President Joe Biden's top corona advisors has warned that forcing drug companies to abandon intellectual property rights to COVID-19 vaccines risks backfiring if it leads to long legal disputes. Now, this is Dr. Anthony Fauci. He said that he would oppose a plan to rip up international trade rules to improve vaccine supply in the developing world if it took longer to bear fruit, if it took too long to bear fruit. Now, Fauci said on Monday that he was agnostic about how to boost vaccine supply to developing countries, but he also added the following. He said, quote, "Going back and forth, consuming time and lawyers in a legal argument about waivers, that is not the end game. People are dying around the world, and we have to get vaccines into their arms in the fastest and most efficient way possible." Now, during the campaign, Joe Biden explicitly promised that he would waive intellectual property protections for vaccines as president. I want us to take a look at Biden's answer way back in 2020.
If the U.S. discovers a vaccine first, will you commit to sharing that technology with other countries? And will you ensure there are no patents to stand in the way of other countries and companies mass producing those life-saving vaccines?
Absolutely, positively. This is the only humane thing in the world to do.
If the U.S. discovers a vaccine...
I think it's safe to say that this is a campaign promise that he won't fulfill unless we apply tremendous pressure on him. And who knows how many more would die of COVID as the result of pharmaceutical company greed. If the U.S. never reaches herd immunity, while at the same time refusing to allow other countries to manufacture their own low-cost vaccines, making it more difficult for them to protect their own citizens, it's hard to imagine how COVID would actually end, because the variants will always come to. We are assuming, a lot of people are making a very dangerous assumption that once they are fully vaccinated, that everything is fine and the pandemic is over, even for them. With what's going on in India and the way we are a global community, and while there are travel restrictions, that does not mean that those viruses and those variants that could be incubating right now in India, because we're not sharing the vaccine with them, because we won't waive these patent protections for these companies. Moderna, I believe I saw this morning that Moderna is saying that they are not going to enforce their patent, which basically means is we're not going to give it up for free. But if you go out, if a nation uses it to create generic versions, then they're not going to enforce it. They're not going to have any legal disputes. That's a good sign, because we are one global community. And if the United States does not assist everyone on the face of this planet with getting vaccines, then we are going to be stuck in this for the foreseeable future. So James, that's where we are, man. It's another day in the reality of misinformation getting people killed, greed getting people killed, and politics getting people killed. But that's just another day in the United States of America, man. What's on your mind?
Absolutely, dude. You're absolutely right. And India is, I don't think they realize how bad it can really get, how bad this can affect the globe, because these different variants that can come from that, everything that we gone through will be for nothing. These vaccines that we have been will not be good for anything anymore.
Right, because all it takes is the right variant to put us back at zero, right? Yep. I need people to really understand this. And here's the flip side of it. I want to say this about Joe Biden. A lot of people who consider themselves to be more radical than thou, or, more revolutionary than Ben Dixon, and consider themselves to be like the greatest socialists of whatever, they like to mock the idea that people said we could push Joe Biden, particularly push him to the left. But I've seen on at least 3 specific issues where Joe Biden tried to get away with keeping things the same. The number of immigrants that the number of asylum seekers that the United States was going to seek, he attempted to keep it at the same level as Donald Trump. Everybody said, hell no, Joe. And what did he do? He said, okay. He more than quadrupled the number of people, of asylum seekers that he's going. In other words, there are at least 3 issues so far that Joe Biden did try to get away with leaving things at the status quo. But the people pushed him. The people made noise. They wrote, they called their congresspeople, they got on social media, and they made noise. I say that to say this. We have to hold Joe Biden's feet to the fire on this vaccine, waiving the patent rights, because who cares? It really should not be a single company making a dime in profit off of this pandemic. This should be a service to society. If you break even, good, fine. But you should not be making billions of dollars in profit like Pfizer is currently doing. And their desire, think about India, a population of 1 billion, right? Pfizer is itching for the opportunity to reap the profits off of that nation. And they are putting the entire globe at risk because of their corporate greed. And I'm telling you, we have seen at least 3 examples where we could push Joe Biden to do the right thing. And this is one of those situations where we absolutely have to bring the hammer down and demand that the United States takes on the entire globe to ensure that every person on the globe, whether it's something that the United States does directly or through diplomatic channels and get other nations and to coordinate. This doesn't mean that America has to go abroad and fly jets and no, we don't have to violate anyone's sovereignty to accomplish this. The only thing we got to violate is corporate greed. And if we can do that, then perhaps before the winter comes around, we can actually start getting back to normal. And perhaps we can save some lives. Let's go to a break, James. When we come back, there's a whole lot more to cover. We got to talk about the woke supremacy wars. Everyone is so afraid of the critical race theory. And Joy-Ann Reid, who I'm not particularly a fan of, she has me blocked on Twitter, right? But she ripped into Tucker Carlson's ass, and my God, we got to watch some of that. More like it or not after this.
All right. And real quick, Laura Estrada said, I'm so embarrassed how Americans are not taking the second vaccination and not realizing we are in the clear. It never ends. Laura, you are absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Let's get to this music, sir. While we're on our break, going to read off these new patrons. We have so many. So we're going to go ahead and get started this morning, y'all. Welcome again to Like It or Not, y'all. Good morning to you. Shout out Mama and Daddy. Sensation, good morning to all of y'all. Everybody checking us out in the chat rooms, y'all. Let's read these names. Here we go. Almost like the porno music, almost. Anyway, new patrons. We have Anthony N, Kathy F, Vladislav M. Don't get mad at me, Vlad, if I said your name wrong. Please forgive me, okay? We have Shay. Alan K. Alan K, thank you so much. Rachel K, who increased their pledge. Thank you, Rachel. We appreciate you. We have Paradise L. Lisa N. Laheen G. Andrew K. Arvetta B. Yo Ellie. Afraid Not and Ratchet. All right, Afraid Not and Ratchet. Thank you so much. Obi Mom Kenobi 7. Obi Mom Kenobi. Shout out to you, Obi Mom Kenobi 7. You're the best. We have Maeve Brophy. There we go. Oshana Conchanides. Thank you, Oshana. Sherelle Galliard. Charlotte S. Rebecca E. Stacy K. Teresa T. Kevin G. Amanda F. Vianetta J. Birdie. Elizabeth Z. C. James. Jesse M. Mark T. Iroquois P. Nancy V. My God, there's so many of you. We have Nancy V, if I haven't had that. Amelia S. Chris H. We have Brian H, who increased their pledge as well, too. Thank you so much, Brian. Kenya N, who increased their pledge as well, too. And Jonathan G, who increased their pledge. And lastly, the Chicken Fried Dragon, who gifted 2 subscriptions, who's a Twitch subscriber. So thank you. Shout out to everybody that joined the Patreon. We greatly appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And you, too, can join the Patreon as well, too. Like it or not. I'm sorry. Patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not, y'all. Come on, join. You know you want to. Give us free Babeka. Love y'all, mean it, all right? Shout out to everybody and good morning to y'all. And happy birthday to the King, Liu Kang. Liu Kang, happy birthday, sir. This is just for you.
One time for the birthday cheek.
That's all you get, sir. Happy birthday to you. More like it or not, y'all. Let's get it.
Crazy, James. You know what's crazy? It is totally fine because we don't monetize the live video. But do you know the other day when you played that, YouTube was like, zip, you use somebody's copyrighted music.
Shut the hell up, man. Are you
serious? YouTube does not play. You can, and it wasn't even a full second. I'm like, what the what? But anyway,
it wasn't a full second at all, dude. I hate y'all.
It was like a millisecond.
I mean, I love YouTube. I love YouTube with all
you
of
gotta
my
love
heart
YouTube,
and soul.
man. Listen, I don't love YouTube. I don't love these. Anyway, it's a necessary evil. Hey,
Right.
Shout out to YouTube people watching. We love you, but not
We
the
love you.
platform. All right, so I want to go right to the story with Joy-Ann Reid. Now, I had a run-in with Joy-Ann Reid back in 2016 on Twitter, and it was over the Bernie Sanders campaign. I've been a long-time supporter of Bernie Sanders, and she wasn't, and I don't know. I don't even remember what I said, guys. But, you know, back in 2016, if you think I'm an ass now on Twitter, you go, oh, my God, you should have seen me back in 2016. So she subsequently blocked me. That said, doesn't change the fact that this segment that she did on Tucker Carlson last night was everything. So I want us to, this was Tuesday night. Joyanne Reid on her show on MSNBC, took a look at every way that Tucker Carlson is, quote, making America worse. Let's take a look at Joyanne's introduction to the segment, as well as some of Tucker's discussions of her specifically on his show.
So just for the record, I don't spend a lot of time watching Fox News or the BS Factory, as CNN's Jim Acosta more colorfully dubbed them this weekend. Personally, I prefer my news and information to be grounded in reality rather than monetizing my amygdala to keep me on edge and buying my pillows in gold. However, according to Media Matters, The Root, Crooks and Liars, and others who watch Fox News so you don't have to, at least 3 times in the last month, well, Tucker Carlson took time off from badgering strangers in parks and bouncy houses to demand that they show him their children's unmasked faces to refer to moi as the race lady. The race lady. Why would he call me that? I mean, I used to run track in high school, but I mean, honestly, I'm not that fast. So what else could it be? What else could it be?
Watch The Race Lady on MSNBC. Harvard educated but totally oppressed and absurdly racist claims, says the race lady from Harvard. Joy Reid, the race lady over at MSNBC. Here's the race lady from MSNBC finally putting her Harvard degree to work. Oh, wait a second, Harvard educated race lady? Now you're really confusing us. Well, Joyanne Reid, the race lady over on MSNBC, took a quick break from haranguing Whitey yesterday.
Now, I have to interject here because Tucker, yeah, James, like Tucker Carlson, bro, I promise you, y'all just listen. I don't care if I lose on site. I don't care if I lose, bro.
On site, you say less.
He is third. This man, Tucker Carlson, is so dangerous to this country. He is the crown jewel of white supremacy. All right, but I don't even have to say it. Let's take a look at Joyanne Reid's response to why he insists on calling her a race lady and insists on connecting it to her Harvard education. Take a look.
Did he say Whitey? Oh, honey, Tuckums. Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race? I mean, when you recently went off on me for continuing to mask up post-vaccine while jogging in crowded Central Park, you weirdly, as you did in that montage, threw in my attending Harvard. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm sensitive to this stuff, but it felt kind of like a dog whistle. I mean, did you want to go to Harvard? Did they reject you? And you think, oh yeah, they let the race lady in, blah, affirmative action, blah. Well, listen, let me cheer you up, okay? I got into Harvard and Yale, Vassar, and the University of Denver too, because I had a really high GPA and fantastic SAT scores. And that's how affirmative action works, love. Schools search for smart people from diverse backgrounds so that these schools won't be as dry as all the major sports leagues were before they desegregated. See? And just because, maybe you didn't have great grades and great test scores and needed your girlfriend's daddy to help you get into college doesn't mean that you don't have amazing people in your life who love you. I mean, you got all that Swanson money, right? Bitch sticks for everybody. Woo! And, you had fun at Trinity after, you got bought in, right? By the way, what was the Dan White Society? You know what? Moving on.
I like
Tuckums.
I like Petty Joy. Petty Joyanne Reid is the best Joyanne Reid.
Yeah, I wish Rebecca was here, bro. I wish Rebecca was here.
Oh man, Tuckums. Man, So I guess somebody
on him, dude.
David, Google for me what college he went to, because man, she went down the list of all the colleges she got accepted to. Because these white racists, these white conservatives, which the Venn diagram between white racists and white conservatives is damn near 100%. But I digress. The point is, they cannot stand the fact that you all are actually not better than us. You are actually not superior in any way, form, or fashion. And so it has to burn Tucker Carlson to his core for her to have listed all the universities that she got accepted into that he probably couldn't get into without his daddy's money. But anyway, it wasn't just the education that she ripped apart with Tucker Carlson. She also took him to task about his postgraduate experience and career in media.
And just because the CIA rejected your application, I mean, look, things turned out fine for you. You had a great career over here at MSNBC. Oh, actually, okay, that didn't work out. Well, look, you were great on CNN, though, until Jon Stewart kind of humiliated you. But it's fine. You're fine. Things are going great for you. And back to the whole race thing, just saying, I'm not the one who spools out over my neighborhood changing like I'm some segregationist housewife from the 1950s. That would be you, Tuckums. And I'm not the one spouting a conspiracy theory that white people are going to be replaced by a Democratic Party conspiracy to import non-white people to outnumber them, a theory that was also mouthed by the Charlottesville Tiki Torch Nazis. That would also be you. And the reason I continue to mask up in crowded places is because I don't know how many people in those crowds that I'm jogging around didn't hear about the court case where your bosses said that your show isn't news. So they listen to you like you are the news. And I don't trust that people who listen to you, Tuckums, are taking precautions against COVID rather than freaking out about a piece of cloth and busting into the Target to cough on all the cereal boxes like they're 17th century colonizers touting measles blankets with them. People like you and your friends and the BS factory are keeping us steeped in COVID sickness and rage and paranoia. And the ways in which you, Lil Tucker, are making America worse are why I will continue to keep my mask on in a crowd. And we'll have more on your endless COVID hell that the Tuckers of our country, who, by the way, are the absolute worst, are helping to create.
Absolutely. Slow clap for Joy-Ann Reid on that. Wow. And she nailed it because it absolutely 100% ties back to the pandemic. And it's not enough for him to spread racism in this country. He also has to help spread COVID in this country. But man, listen, one thing y'all should learn, something I learned a long time ago, don't mess with black women, because can't nobody read you for filth like a black woman. I don't care what her politics is. Hell, like, be careful running up on Candace Owens. You got to have a special skill set to handle black women, especially when you try to, like, you try to read them. Nah, man. He ran up on the wrong one.
I don't know if Candace got it, man. She ain't. You can.
She
I
better.
hate to say that.
Well,
you can run up on her. She ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God, no.
Black folks can run up on her successfully. I haven't really seen any white folks run up on her successfully. But what I'm saying is, don't mess with black women. And don't think just because you have an audience full of racist, redneck, over just greasy country Bama dudes like the dude who was in the emergency room with me, just don't think just because you got a whole bunch of them watching you that you're safe, Tucker, because lo and behold, Joy-Ann Reid decided to take a minute to read you, and man, got nothing else to say about it because she said it all, bro. That's
read
that
for
on
filth,
that.
as the gays say. As we as the gays say, she read for filth. Mama had time today.
Sis had time today. Boy, she went up a little bit in my book. I know a lot of people in the liberal world, they absolutely love Joy-Ann Reid. Shout out to all y'all who like her. But anyway, the point is that we all agree that she did to Tucker exactly what needed to be done. Now I want to shift gears to another host on Fox News, because and I think it's really important because these people are talking to millions of people every single episode, every single show, right? They're talking to tens of millions of people every single day, and that rhetoric resonates. It gets down into the thinking of, and it creates a consensus. We cannot ignore the impact that Fox News is having on destroying this country. And then we can get into in the post game, we'll probably get into the nuances as to why. But I want to talk about Laura Ingraham, and this is a really short clip, but I want you to take a listen in at how she downplays and makes jokes about the January 6th terrorist attack, which was an all-out assault on this country, right? It was an assault on democracy itself. It was a bunch of grieved, racist white people who could not fathom the possibility that their white supremacist in chief, Donald Trump, would lose the election, right? They went to the Capitol to overthrow the government. And here Laura Ingraham is joking about it. Take a look.
Marilyn, now you were in D.C. on January 6th. But yes, are you sure you don't have Nancy Pelosi's laptop lying around your house anywhere there?
Well, we keep looking, and we've asked everyone who's communicated with us, and so far, no sightings.
Now, James, again, it was a short clip, but the missing laptop from Nancy Pelosi, she's the Speaker of the House. So, of course, there's going to be confidential, top secret information that she has access to on that laptop that was stolen from her office. And here, Laura Ingraham, and this is just another way of downplaying it. There has been a concerted effort since January 6th to make January 6th look nothing more than like a walk in the park, that it was nothing. And that if anything happened bad there, that it came as a result of, Black Lives Matter activists who were mixed in the crowd, is what they're trying to say. But since that narrative didn't work, what they're trying to do now is say, oh, it's just a bunch of people up there having funs and games. Oh, Nancy Pelosi's laptop is missing. Oh, no big deal. She's a Speaker of the House. And whatever you think of her, whether you like her or not, it's absolutely the case that there was vital information on that laptop. But for Fox News and Laura Ingraham, it's all just a big joke, man.
Yeah. That's disgusting. Literally disgusting. Y'all interviewing them like it's cool. Do you have their laptop? What the hell? Fox News just needs to be canceled.
Yeah.
Cancel Fox News.
Yeah. Absolutely. The whole network. The whole thing.
Whole network.
Because they're not news. They're not news. They're nothing but gossip and spreading white supremacy. That's it.
Yes.
And they're ginning up the destruction of this country. I don't care which category you're looking at. If you want to talk about the uncontrolled spread of COVID-19, Fox News has their hand in it. You want to talk about this idea that they're going to have a second civil war? Fox News has a hand in it. You want to talk about the idea that they're willing to overthrow the government if wokeness gets a hold of it? Fox News has a very specific hand in it. And if you want to talk about the fact that the Republican Party is just so far gone that if you don't worship Donald Trump, then you could lose your position of power in the party. Fox News absolutely has a hand on that. And that's what's happening with Liz Cheney. Now, again, there are people who we talk about on this show. And while the context may make it seem as though we are on their side, this is one of the cases where let them fight. You guys know the meme from Godzilla. You let the two monsters fight. Liz Cheney is a monster, along with most of the Republicans who are in power right now. But on Tuesday, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy appeared on Fox News, Fox and Friends, to discuss the probability that Liz Cheney will be ejected from House Republican leadership, where she holds the third most powerful position in the coming weeks. And this is as a result of her making a firm stand against the idea that Donald Trump won the election, or against the idea that Joe Biden is an illegitimate president, because Republicans and Fox News are 100% spreading that big lie. Let's take a look at what McCarthy had to say.
The Republican Party in the House, you are the number one Republican in leadership. Steve Scalise is number two. Liz Cheney is number three. There are a number of reports out right now, Leader McCarthy, that some of your allies are saying we're unhappy with her in leadership because she voted to impeach President Trump, and now they're vowing a vote to get rid of her. What can you tell us about that?
No, there's no concern about how she voted on impeachment. That decision has been made. I have heard from members concerned about her ability to carry out the job as conference chair, to carry out the message. We all need to be working as one if we're able to win the majority. Remember, majorities are not given, they are earned. And that's about the message about going forward. Combating Joe Biden, what he's done to this border by making it unsecure, and what's coming across. Just what he's doing here about small businesses, not opening schools, not getting us back to work, back to health, back to normal. That's the message we should be talking about. I haven't heard members concerned about her vote on impeachment. It's more concerned about the job ability to do and what's our best step forward that we can all work together instead of attacking one another.
Now, I want everyone to be 100% sure. Kevin McCarthy is a scumbag, and Liz Cheney is not too far from him. The only thing that distinguishes the two of them is that Liz Cheney is saying that what Donald Trump is doing and what the Republican Party is doing by sowing dissent, sowing the conspiracy theory that Donald Trump actually won and that he's supposed to be the president. The big lie. The big lie. What she's doing there is saying that, listen, I'm a white supremacist. I am a full-blown capitalist. I want American empire to remain the same. I don't care what we do overseas. I don't care about the dropping bombs indiscriminately in the global south. I don't care about economic exploitation. I don't care about any of that. Only thing I care about is the fact that we cannot destroy this democracy by coddling Donald Trump. Okay. So she's not 100% raggedy. She's 99% raggedy. But Kevin McCarthy and the rest of the Republicans are 100% detrimental to democracy itself. They will destroy this nation. They will destroy this nation before they ever see this country serve something other than white supremacy. If this country ever got underneath the control of something other, because this is a white supremacist country, it has been. It was founded in white supremacy. It's look at Tucker Carlson, man. The biggest media conglomerates in this country, white supremacy drenched, and they would rather burn this country down with a second civil war than they would to ever allow it to come underneath the control of some other ideology other than imperialism and white supremacy. So she's not 100% raggedy, but she is 99%. But she has that 1% right, and because she's right, because she's right on that one issue, Republicans are looking to throw her out of power, throw her out of her position in the House, in the Republican House minority. And you know what? Let them fight. I don't care if they keep her. Matter of fact, get rid of her, because like I said, she's overwhelmingly raggedy. But the point is that we're dealing with Republicans who would destroy this country if they can't get their way. And James, that is extremely, extremely dangerous.
Yeah, man. And I don't know if you heard there, I saw it this morning. There was audio of, what's his name? McCarthy, whatever his name is. F-boy.
Kevin McCarthy, yeah.
Kevin McCarthy, that his mic was still hot on one of those segments. And he can be heard saying some things. So definitely got to pull that clip. We'll have it
we'll
tomorrow.
Find
that. Yeah, most definitely. I saw that this morning. I was like, oh, okay. That's how y'all doing.
Can you imagine? Look, imagine what these folks say off camera, off mic. I want to hear that one because I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. Let me jump in here. I want to cover a couple more stories before we take a break, and then we're going to come back with a few more stories. We're going to keep the public show open just a little bit longer since we didn't broadcast yesterday. There's a couple of stories that I want to get in the public show, but I want to cover this before we go to a break. Derek Chauvin and his attorney, they're asking for a new trial. Now, Derek Chauvin is the police officer who was found guilty in the murder of George Floyd, and his attorney, Eric Nelson, filed the request alleging that the former officer's ability to have a fair trial was affected by pretrial publicity. One of the jurors who convicted Chauvin on Monday defended his participation in protests last summer in Washington, D.C., following online speculation about his motives for serving on the jury, whether it might be grounds for an appeal. Now, a picture that is being shared online shows Brandon Mitchell standing with two cousins wearing T-shirts with a picture of Dr. King and the words, quote, "Get your knees off of our necks," and Black Lives Matter. Ted Sampson Jones, or Samsel Jones, a professor at the Mitchell Hamline School of Law, said that the photo of Mitchell was, quote, evidence that Chauvin can point to in order to establish that his right to an impartial jury was denied. Now, I first heard about this yesterday, and my instinct was, man, brother, like, come on, you gotta, like, I know you were trying to do what you thought you had to do, but like this is something that they're going to be able to use to make an appeal. Doesn't mean the appeal is going to be successful. And keep in mind that this is what they do all the time. This is what defense attorneys are going to do. His defense attorney, Derek Chauvin's defense attorney, is going to exhaust every possible way of getting his client off, so long as Derek Chauvin is still able to pay him. Now, when Derek Chauvin runs out of money, then you'll see the appeals will dry up. Sorry for hating on the attorneys for a second. But that said, you got to remember, we're in the United States of America. They raised $2 million for that boy, Kyle Rittenhouse, for him to get out on bail. And so I guarantee you, even if Derek Chauvin ran out of money, there's going to be plenty of white supremacists lined up to make sure that they go at every level of appeal possible and run down every single possible reason for appeal, including this man and his T-shirt. And so we'll see how it plays out. But here's the thing. Even on appeal, that just sets us back. And it sets us back to the point where we have to go through the trial again. And it is the same. There will be the same result, because the video and the 24 different angles that they had showing Derek Chauvin intentionally killing this black man by kneeling on his neck for 9 minutes, that video doesn't change. It just puts us back, and we have to go through the whole process again. And to be honest with you, it would be horrible. But I would not mind the joy of seeing that bastard get convicted twice. So he should play, because it's not like he's going to get out on bail. It's not like if he gets out on appeal that he's going to be able to just go scot-free. No, we go through that whole process again. And it doesn't mean that just because this one juror had on that shirt last year, that means that a judge is going to find that he did not get an impartial trial. But the possibility is there. And it is concerning. It is unnerving, and it is frustrating that possibility is there. But this is how our system works. And we just have to ride it out and see how this plays out. But there are going to be a lot more appeals along the way, or at least there are going to be a lot of justifications for appeal along the way.
Yeah, and I know that they said in that appeal they did mention something about that juror, about Brandon Mitchell. Then even with the killings of Dante Wright and a couple of other police officer killings as well too. I'm just like, man, you were really doing your best to try to get off this, bro. Just suck it up.
Just go sit in jail, man. Go do your time,
bro. Just don't drop the soap, bro. Don't do it.
I felt that coming a mile away. I said James about to drop that.
Don't drop the soap.
Bro, hey, we have some breaking news. Facebook has decided to uphold their ban. I want to make sure I just read it. Facebook's review board uphold Trump's ban on Facebook and Instagram. So the Donald will not be coming back to Facebook or Instagram. I honestly, the way Mark Zuckerberg's racism is set up, and his because Mark Zuckerberg, man, he's alt-right all day. He just has the veneer of being a tech bro. But the way he has protected, and I really mean this, like the way he protected Alex Jones, who's one of the leading propagandists and conspiracy theorists and just all around scumbags. Like, there's a report that came out that showed that Zuckerberg himself, not anybody else down the line, Zuckerberg himself interfered with Facebook doing its job of banning Alex Jones because of all the ways he violated their terms of service. And that just showed me who Mark Zuckerberg really was. So the fact that Donald Trump is still going to be banned on Facebook, well, that's a good thing. All things considered, when you consider, rather, who Mark Zuckerberg really is. All right, let's take a quick break. I want to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about this video that's going around of a doctor who is mocking a black man and accusing him of all he wants is drugs. And this is evidence of everything that we've been talking about as it pertains to how this system, not only police violate black lives, but also this healthcare system violate black lives. And then also I want to talk about this video from the CIA and everyone who's talking about wokeness being woke supremacy being the crown jewel problem that the country is facing right now. James, it's in your hand, more likely than not, after this.
Time goes by and yet I wonder.
Good morning again, everyone. Shout out to everybody that is checking us out this morning, that is streaming, live streaming, chat, and everything else. We greatly appreciate y'all. Make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe, and get it together, y'all, okay? And we do. Michael147 sent us a super chat that says, for every troll in this chat, thank you, you little goons. Michael, that's my dog. Shout out to you. Shout out to Bryce that's in here as well, too. Shout out to everybody that's checking us out this morning, y'all. Go get into some of this good music.
Myself, and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free.
Savage Sweetheart, good morning. Alicia, good morning. Y'all know that it is troll season. The trolls is definitely out, but that's okay because, like it or not, we still gonna be here. All right, if you do want to join and become a member of Patreon, you can. Patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not, y'all. Purple Rain Hearts, good morning, good morning. Torches and Pitchforks, thank you, sir. You know, I think this is my first time wearing an actually fully white shirt, and I must say, it looks pretty good. I don't look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, so I'm all right. Shout out Chuck Diesel. Chuck Diesel, we need you. Lateef, good morning, sir. Good morning, Lateef. Shout out to Nat A, Nat M in the building. Brenda Johnson, good morning, y'all. Oh, Aurora, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free.
Evergreen, I appreciate that. Hey, make sure that you go support our social media pages. Make sure you go support the social media pages. Like It or Not Show on Instagram and Facebook. Like It or Not Show on Instagram and Facebook, y'all. Shout out Mark S. Good morning, good morning. Eric Killmonger, good morning. Yo, did y'all see that Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever? 2022. Let's get it. Kimberly Blakely, good morning. Waleed, I greatly appreciate that. Mina, good morning.
How you gonna lie when you look me in my eyes and you show me a facade? Show me a facade. How you gonna lie when you look me in my eyes and you show me a facade?
James Brown, thank you so much.
You a front, you say anything long as you get what you want. Trying to play me like a fool, homie, I am not a clown. It ain't nothing but a game, cause all you do is mess around. Now I'm on the verge of a meltdown. I should've known when I met her back at Midtown.
Paradise, we miss her too, but don't worry. She is about to pull up. She just pulled up to the club and she getting out the car right now.
And Kirkwood, now all that time I never get it back. You wanted that, used to hate
Brother Goku, good morning, good morning.
Used to talking about your ex Jake with your next Jack. Used to messing with them white boys, now she went black. Wait a minute, guess you went and got yourself a real life. Got yourself some booty shots and live villa. You just wanna make a rapper beat like Dilla. You ain't nothing nice, radiator, spinders up close, baby. You
Chuck Diesel, yeah, I forgot what his name was. It was unimportant. It's like Kevin something, Kevin somebody. Kevin, who cares?
And just float.
Esther, good morning, good morning.
When you looking in my eyes and you say you down for the cause, but you really here for the ride. You ain't really feeding no sheep. You're a K9 in disguise. Should've never gave you nothing but a funky high five. I know we can't go back in time, but I wish I could rewind and get back all that money that I spent every nickel and dime. Cause you alive. Oh, you up front. You gon' say anything as long as you get what you want. When ain't got yourself a new man. It ain't even been a month. I feel sorry for your boo, cause he don't know what he signed up for. Do he? Ooh, yeah, I heard that you met him at the bar, Louis. Hope you don't try to do him like you tried to do me.
Afraid not. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Cause up close, baby, you a ghost. You a demon, and you should float. Get out the way, and just go, and just go, and just float. Float like a balloon, an apple, empty bottle, cork, styrofoam, and most dead bodies. You killing me, homicide. Look at your lying eyes. I should have been better laced, cause I failed too many times. If money's the root of evil and you call yourself a dime, you gotta be penny wise, you gotta be penny wise.
Lisa Noel, good morning, good morning.
You gotta be penny wise. You gotta be penny wise. Cause up close.
Team Shuri definitely over here too. Season finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Everything. Shout out to Mark S. Happy birthday to my son, Jonathan. Big 13 years old. Congratulations, Mark. Happy birthday, Jonathan, man. You have reached the teens. Good job, good job. Mama! She talking about Bubba. It's happening with Mama. Good morning, Gwen. Chuck Diesel.
It's all a bluff.
That's a little smooth out bop dance. When it's survived, that's how you gotta move. Love you too, mama. My head is not big, thank you. What is it, P Sports? Yimmy, good morning. Natalie, good morning. Man, some meatloaf would be good. Mama, I want some meatloaf. I'll be coming over for dinner. Okay, maybe tomorrow.
Hey.
Yes, sister. Hold on, I gotta stop the music. God dang it. Yo,
Why you are?
Tunde, can I get a full screen of my sister, please? Yes. Thank you. That's all. I just need everybody to see that. Goddamn, Rebecca. Beautiful
Don't gas
sister.
me, Bubba. It's too early. I'm already late for the job, but thank you. Because that's how I be pulling up to work anyway. They was just late at the people in the people office, heels on. They be like, there go Rebecca. It's me. It's me. But no, today I was working, so I had to I thought I was going to be here on time, but tomorrow.
Well, good morning, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm actually, I was watching you guys or trying to watch you guys, and I was stuck on a call, but I caught up with what I thought was a very interesting story about the India cases with COVID, and how America's so greedy and wanted to keep the patents to themselves so that they can collect all the coins because they created this thing. Meanwhile, mad people are dying. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying in a country that are lined up to get oxygen, just to get a little puff of oxygen. And in those lines, some of them may reach the front of the lines and not even be able to have access to any type of oxygen. So our country, who is so greedy, just so malicious, thinks that they're the best of the best, would do something as greedy as, keeping these patents for money. And if they're going to give it anywhere, even though those people need it now, people need access to the help now. They don't give a damn. They're like, if it's going there, we need to know what y'all paying us for it. And that, to me, shows us what the heart of America is. Again and again, this like the 50,000 times, but it also adds to the list of how trashy America is. But I thought that was very interesting. So
it's it is. It's just another day of America showing us who they are. But I think everybody has to jump in on this one and put pressure on Joe Biden to do the right thing here, because doing the right thing here, and I don't care what Fauci said. Fauci is worried about the legality of it and how many lawsuits and it'll get tied up, and even more so. Let me say this. Somebody inside of Pfizer need to drop that information, drop the formula, drop the formula for the vaccine, put that on the web and let the web do its thing. Right. Because whatever the law is and however long lawsuits take, that is going to be longer than it would take for them to start producing that vaccine and getting it into the arms of all the people across the globe. So let's prioritize saving lives. And then the other thing that we could do is absolutely 100% just put pressure on Joe Biden, because he's shown that he will listen. But if people are so busy, and this, I got one thing to say about this. I know a lot of we have liberals who watch this, and that's cool. Watch this show. But if you don't put pressure on Joe Biden, he's not going to do anything. You can't be more interested in protecting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris than getting done what needs to be done. Now, this is a case where it's in your best interest, especially if you want this pandemic to go away. It is in your best interest to apply the pressure in a very significant fashion. And it doesn't matter. Just pretend. Just pretend for 1 second that it was Donald Trump who was withholding the patents from India getting ability to produce generic vaccines. You would be up in arms, and rightfully so. So just pretend it's the same thing and start putting that pressure on social media. Start replying to every one of his posts, reply to every one of Kamala's posts, reply to everyone. If you, Jen Psaki, the press secretary, make them all uncomfortable so that they can do the right thing here. Because you're right, Rebecca, I saw that video you sent me of all those people who are waiting in line in India to get oxygen because they're suffering from COVID-19 and they don't even have enough oxygen supply to help all the people there. And that's gonna backfire on the United States.
It needs to. But like I said, it just shows the heart of America. And I know that those are the images to me that should be just as viral, just out there on every news channel to show what we're doing. It's funny. We'll cover it and so that we can put fear into people not to go to India or not to be around Indians. Just the same way that the rhetoric in the beginning was Chinese people were the ones who, literally ate bats or whatever it was to bring it here. And then everybody was being, disrespectful to Asians.
And attacking them.
And attacking them. And then I feel like how they're putting it in the media is going to be another situation that they're going to look at people who are from the Middle East or who happen to be just anything, but who look. I can already see, brown people are going to, because just me watching it and just making it look like, which it is, it's something that's very serious, and it's a pandemic out there the same way it was here and the same way it still is here, but people make it seem like America just loves to make things, put a Band-Aid over a big old gash, a small little Band-Aid, and act like everything is okay. But those people are really struggling, and they have no access in some of those parts of India. They have no access to good healthcare, so they are walking distances or traveling distances just to get a puff of oxygen.
And there was a video. There's another video. There's so many people dying in India right now that there's a video of two brothers, who are on a moped taking their mother's body to be cremated.
Wow.
The mother was in between the two of them, slumped over dead. Wow. That's how bad the situation is in India right now. And the United States can actively do something about it. But the fact that we're even hesitating, the fact that we're even having this conversation about protecting the patent of Pfizer, I don't give a damn about Pfizer. I don't care if that's what's in my blood percolating right now. I'm about to go back and get the other Pfizer shot. But let me tell you something. I don't give a damn about Pfizer. Y'all did a service. Great. Break even. Call it a day. But stop being greedy, because your greed is going to undermine. And see what it does, though. Watch this. If this is why capitalism is evil, y'all, because their bottom line is money. If a variant comes along that puts us back at zero, and then they got to go back into the lab and they got to do this all over again and create a new, if that happens, well, Pfizer just makes more money. And so their interest, their financial interest is directly opposed to human life. Why the hell are we even having a conversation about it? Nationalize that company, because it is in the vital interest of humanity that we get this vaccine in the arms of everybody across the country. But we sitting here having a conversation about their profit margins. The hell is this? This is Rebecca. You said it when you came on. This is America showing yet again what it really is.
And before we get out of here, just you mentioned Kamala and Joe Biden. We have to definitely hold them accountable, like you said, put the pressure on them, continue, because we see that once we shake his feet a little bit, then he's gonna be like, well, even though he said on camera, I can't do it for y'all, but the week before he said on camera, I can do it for y'all. He can be swayed, especially when we push him and tell him that this is what we need, this is what we require. So here's my thing with that. It's funny. I don't know if we talked about it. Did we talk about it? Kamala saying that America isn't racist?
Yeah, we covered that last week.
Yeah. Dang, I missed that. Dang, I really didn't. I missed it. Did I say anything about it? I don't feel like I was enraged enough.
No, you know what? You might not have been, because we did that at the top of the show, and I know. Yeah, go ahead.
So I only bring that back to say, we don't need y'all to be a part of the issue. Okay. We had enough presidents that have been a part of the issue, and there might be things that of course we're not going to agree on, but these core things, these right now things, I need y'all to really, and especially racism in this country is a right now thing. It's a forever thing for the people who are alive right now and who are Black and who have, all we know is racism. So when Kamala spoke and said those words, especially as a minority, twice, 3 times. It bothered my soul so much, because in this particular platform, I needed her to be truthful and honest. So we don't need y'all to take this platform and not speak what is happening to protect the name of America. We've already told y'all it's trash here, but we live here, so let's fix it, right? Let's make it better. And then we have you guys in leadership positions. So, when you talk about the pandemic, Joe Biden, and when you talk about, race, and you send Kamala out to the forefront to do these interviews, please, let's start talking about what it is. We don't want what's happening in India doesn't need to be briefed too much. We already see what's happening. Let's get them these vaccines, right? And so the conversations, I'm weary of them leading them, because I feel like we've presented so much to them. When it came to our $1,400, when it came to the $15, when it came to student loans, we fought for that. Even though it made them a little shifty, they still stood their ground on those things. And then for Kamala to say what she said about race, and racism here in the country, it bothered me. But I need them to, when they're going to speak and when they're going to fight for us, not half-ass it. This is not the time. The right now issues cannot be half-assed. And we cannot be protecting America with our words, especially when we see that the actions aren't matching. So that's just how I feel about that.
Yeah. No, it's the difference between getting a job because you just wanted the title and getting the job because you wanted to do something with that job. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times politicians, and every one of them are politicians. Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, it is what it is. There are very few politicians who actually are public servants. Most of them are just career aspirational. They just want to move up and see how far they can get. And a lot of times it's not even about money, because you have so many politicians who are filthy rich that it's really about power, and they just want to move up and get power. But power to do what? Because if you have the most powerful position in this country, then what are you doing with it, Joe? And this is the example. Now, again, we pushed him and he's come along. So shout out to him for making progress. But this is the area, him and Kamala, y'all can't play games, man. Too many people are dead. Too many people are dead because we play games underneath the Trump administration in favor of like making sure that these bars and these clubs and all these businesses, everybody's worried about businesses making their money. Never mind how many people are dead, 600,000 as a result, right? Mm-hmm. Did y'all get those positions to just have power, or did you get those positions to do good? Because this is exactly where they can strike and do the most good by doing what you said, Rebecca, which is say something now, do something now, because these issues can't wait. The white supremacy that's trying to kill us, that can't wait. COVID that's spreading, that can't wait. Do that now, or else we'll look back and say we elected these people and they did nothing in our darkest hour. So that said, I think this is a good place as any. We have a couple of the stories. We have a lot of stories to go over in the post game. But before we get out of here, I want to make another appeal. We need your support. Now, I'm not going to get into all the particular details, but we need this show to be supported by the people, because we have created something and we're growing it. We are. This is not even what we're going to be, right? If you're enjoying it right now, this is just step 2. We still got like 12, 25 dozen steps to go through in terms of creating this show to be the central location where you can come and get your news, you can get your politics, you can get your joy, and you can do it while percolating in your culture. Like, just be you. And we are just going to be us. And we're black. And this is going to be just the dopest place for people to wake up in the mornings and come and be black and be joyful and get their news and talk about the issues from a revolutionary perspective. But we can't do it. We cannot do it. And I mean that literally. If you all don't support it, it won't be able to continue. So we need to hit 500 patrons. We just crossed 100. Like I keep saying, I need to buy the domain likeitnornot.com because it keeps coming. I'm gonna see how much it costs.
It's the Lord speaking to you.
The Lord saying, go ahead and spend the money and get it.
Go ahead and buy it, man.
But before we buy it, y'all got to go become patrons. Patreon.com/like-it-or-not. Please go and become a patron today. We need to hit 500 patrons as soon as possible. James, what you got?
Man, love y'all, mean it, and happy Cinco de Mayo.
hit those
But you
the
skipped
Slack.
over me. I know I came late, but I'm here.
Girl, you just got no. I wasn't. Y'all missed the cues. Okay, James, I thought you were about to read the super chats, and then I was gonna go back to Rebecca. But James, over there in the Slack, read off all the super chats, and everybody who sends super chats. I want y'all to email David. David, you could tell them your email address, but David, and those people who are sending stars on Facebook, I don't get to check it often, but stars are like super chats, but except you just don't get attach a comment to it. We want you all to come to the after party with us. So if you have donated as a super chat or if you've donated stars, contact our producer, David. He's in the different chat rooms. He'll drop his email address and you can come to the after party. James, read those super chats for us, and then Rebecca, get your word in there.
My little last word.
Gail Hefner sent us super chat. The Queen is here. Paradise says, love the hair. And Crunchy Frog, Becca got a gentle body wave with chunky highlights. Black women got that good hair. Salute.
You got it.
That's why I was like, child, they all about Rebecca. All these super chats about Rebecca.
Well, thank
she
you.
came in, yeah.
It's half my hair and half clip-ins. I'll tell you guys about it on the after show. It's a quick go-to. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm
love
transitioning back natural, so I had to do
that's
something to mix
what's
it up.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Dope
So
as
y'all,
hell.
y'all go over to the after party. Rebecca, what you want to say?
My
before we go
last
to the
little
after
word.
party? Yeah.
But it wasn't really nothing. I just want to tell you I love y'all. That's it.
See, I knew. I knew. And I know that's enough for the people in the audience. Be like, oh, just like James did. Oh, I'm sitting here like she giving me a hard time just so she can go in here and say nothing. I'll read this one real quick. Environmental Coffee House just sent a super chat saying this is a wonderful show and I'm proud to be a part of it. Sandy. Thank you so much, Sandy. We appreciate you. James.
Come on over to the after party.
I'm gonna go get some water. I'll meet y'all there.
Come on, Snack. Shout out to y'all again for tuning in this morning, y'all. Y'all come meet us at the after party. We'll see y'all in a second.
Is this what you want now? Feels like you're looking for something better. Is this what you want now? Or is it because you can't forget her? I can't keep pretending it's not getting to me. It's never ending. Can't give you what you need. You're misbehaving. Yeah, it's getting to me. It's never ending. You can give anything, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Yeah, you better go, go, go. Go, 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 go. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. This is what I want now. And yeah, I'm waiting for something better.
Okay, yeah, I know.
This is what I want now. No, I won't settle for anything else. I can't keep pretending.
Not yet.
It's not getting to me. It's never ending. Can't give you what you need. Oh no, no. You're misbehaving. Yeah, it's getting to me. It's never ending. You can give anything, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself.
said that. Yeah, we did. I dropped them a little gem. You know, they'll probably get the stream demonetized.
Hey, everybody, we are live with the after party. We are here. Rebecca, is it that crunching, eating them avocado?
We started.
Hey, is Chuck Diesel in the after party? I want to make sure he always has a link there. What we're going to do, I think we're going to start a Discord, and because a lot of people are asking for it, and a Discord might be the best way for us to be able to get people who aren't necessarily patrons, but you're out there and you're giving super chats and stuff. That might be the easiest way for us to connect and make sure that you guys always, you all always have access to the after party, because we want to make sure, like, regardless of whether or not you are a $5 a month patron or you get $5 in an episode, you know, we want you to be a part of this. And the reason I asked about Chuck Diesel is because he does such a good job moderating as a moderator, and I've been in Discords before, and them joints can get out of control. So we gonna need a whole squad of people to make sure that the Discord is good and healthy. So that said, what's up, Becca? Appreciate your job for letting you off to come and do the show with us.
Well, so I'll be switching my hours only for Monday, the next 2 days, and then the next 2 days of next week, so that I don't have to make up my morning hours. So that's what's been happening. I'll take away the morning hours to do the show, but now I'll just be doing dreadfully the mid-morning, evening, which I still do now because I work overtime. But it's all good. I appreciate my job too for letting me be here. But they don't let me be here. I do what I want.
I was wondering.
I do what I want.
I was waiting. I was wondering how long.
If it's up to them, they gonna have me like, no, Rebecca, you can't do anything. So yeah, and you know, I try my best to, you know, give in my overtime, and they think I do it because I love it. I do it because I need to pay my bills. That's really it. But I'm so happy.
They want you to be excited about working for them because it's a great opportunity to work for this
slaving for
corporation.
them, and it is. I slave for them, and I'm grateful that I got insurance. Praise God for Jesus. God is so good. God is so good. I can't be mad about that because I got insurance, and insurance is good. Okay. So that I will say, but they use that to, and I told you guys this a million times, they use that to make you feel like you have to work 6 jobs for them. But no, I'm going to take my 15-minute breaks. I'm going to take, sometimes, Ben will call me to check up on me, and I'll be like, he's like, you on the clock right now? I'm gonna be on the clock when I feel like it. Cause sometimes I need that breather. I need that, I need a conversation. I need to talk, or, I was talking to Bubba yesterday for about goddamn like 30 minutes, an hour.
Okay.
So,
an hour.
Yeah. So and those things to me are necessary in between when you're working over 8 hours, and they just think that you're a machine and you can just push past and continue that on. I can't.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all my biggest privilege. Because everybody, we talk about white privilege, male privilege. I got some male privilege, but my biggest privilege, I'm not even gonna lie, is the fact that I have been healthy enough to get away with not having insurance for the majority of my life. Now I'm of age now. Like I'm in that category. I'm on the board now. I'm on the clock now, and I can't afford to do that no more. But and the reason I say it's a privilege is because half of what I've done with this channel, with the YouTube, with all I'm doing, I could not do it if I had to stay on a job just for health insurance. But that's how the system works, and that's how they get people tied down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't venture out and take risk to do something that you really believe in, because you got to do those 8 hours, 12 hours a day in order to get, and most people honestly are just doing it for pay rent and to get insurance.
Yes, exactly.
So I did knock on wood to Purple Heart Rain. I did knock on wood.
I was about to say, knock on wood, man.
Yeah, especially because that dumbass, backwoods country Bama, Georgia dude was in the emergency room with me with no mask on, and I'm like, God damn it, man.
But you know what's funny? Remember those times when we didn't have insurance? Like I was thinking, I went back in time in my head and I said, Rebecca, think about the jobs that you have. And yes, my first job may have not been at the fast food restaurant. I was a lead cashier in the children's department at JCPenney. And I was proud of that position. But in my adult life, the jobs that I chosen, when I was getting my master's degree, y'all, I got paid every 2 weeks, $273.
Every 2 weeks?
Talk about it. Every 2
I can't imagine.
weeks. I got.
What age was this?
I was 24.
Oh God, that's.
I was 24 years old.
Terrible.
And I got paid, and I had to take this because I was I was getting my master's degree, and at the time, I moved here. I had just moved from New York, and in New York, like you get free healthcare if you just say you homeless. So that's how I was living my life in New York. Rigging the system the best way I could. Got food stamps, and things like that, and I would work for what I thought was a lot of money at the time for big companies, $13 an hour. Didn't even know $15 an hour was a thing. $10 to me was the most when I, graduated undergrad, lived in New York. But then when I moved out here, I was like, okay, I'm getting my master's degree. I need a job, and I need it to be part-time so that I can focus on getting this damn degree. That was the only person that called me. Yeah.
Because we done broached the subject that the audience really, we're reading the chats as you guys. I'm looking at Environmental Coffee House says that their disabled husband works as a custodian at the age of 60 for his health insurance.
Wow.
Front line to COVID, 13 an hour. See, I'm telling you guys.
Crazy.
Yep.
The reason I do what I do is because I'm naive enough to believe that we can change this. And out of everything that I have studied, because, for a long time in my life, people just thought I was, and I thought I was just like ADHD and couldn't focus on a particular field. And I was just studying all different kind of things. But then now I could look back at it and say, well, hell, everything that I studied actually adds up to exactly what I want to accomplish, which is we got to change this.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot have people out there who are struggling in their 60s and they're disabled and they're having to work during a pandemic, and you got people who have like young kids who have to like go and work jobs to help support the bills in their parents' household because their parents don't make 15 an hour. We have all these situations, not to mention we killing people across the globe for profit. There's so many things that are wrong about this system. And out of everything that I've studied, the number one way that we could change this, I lie not to you, is if we can create a platform for truth the size that the liars got, y'all, we could change this thing. And I know I'm preaching to the choir because you guys are here supporting us and helping us, and we're growing it slowly but surely. But it's like we have had to come from nothing to create something that can actually fight back in a system that is the greatest empire. And I don't say greatest in good, like it's the biggest and the most powerful empire in the history of the world, the United States of America. And I want to contextualize what we're trying to do even more. Think about the Roman Empire and think about like how great it was and how big it was and how much of a stronghold that it had on humanity. And think about a slave, the slaves, the people who were slaves in that empire rising to power to get control of that empire and then using that empire to do good. Y'all, that's what we got an opportunity to do here. And it ain't just us. It's black folks, it's marginalized groups, it's women, it's the LGBTQIA community. It's all the people who were born at the bottom of the barrel of this empire are now struggling to get in position, but we're fighting to get in position to actually do some good, because we can't continue letting people die and just because they didn't have enough money to go see a doctor, or people having to work. The thing that turned me into a like damn near a communist, but definitely solidified my socialism, was I was at Thanksgiving in Alabama with my mother about 5 years ago, and one of the neighbors was walking out and they had on their Walmart uniform, and it was an older elderly lady. And I said, and I just, me, I don't talk to a whole lot of people, but when it hit me, I said, Mama, I said, you know, you got to go to work on Thanksgiving? And she said, if we don't go to work, they said that on today they were going to fire us. And I'm like, here's this elderly lady who has to go to work on Thanksgiving when she should be somewhere with her family, having to go serve these corporations. And I swear on everything, I wanted to follow her to that job and just clear the whole place, because we have done this to ourselves. This country's the greed, man. Every single day people are living through misery so a handful of people could get rich. And yeah, we got to change that. We got to.
We definitely do. Well, and your story is so many people's stories. And the mom thing, that kills me, because, my mom is an immigrant, and, her English is not the best, but she's trying to, she can do some things with the English. But I remember, so many holidays, all because she chose to get a nursing license and become like a CNA and take care of older people. And she was always told, you can't take off. We're doing you a favor, kind of thing. Like, you don't even really speak English that well, so you need to keep this job. You may not be able to find another one. And they paid her, y'all, $8. When she first started, $8.50. And she was cussed out by these old folks, by their kids, was told to be more like a maid instead of like a caregiver and a nurse. And then when she updated her skills, they still treated her the same, because she thought maybe it's because, I'm just a CNA. And then when she upgraded her skills with nursing and received a different license, it was still the same. Now, like, sometimes I call her and I'm talking to her and it's like, she's like, calculate this for me, because I feel like they're gypping me some of my money. So calculate this for me. And I'm like, all right, how much an hour, mama? She's like, $13 an hour.
Wow.
Mama. And to think, she had 4 kids under her roof, getting paid that much at $8 under a house. She was cooking, she was cleaning, she was working, she was trying to learn English at the same time in school that she put herself in, had a car note, all of that. And she had 4 kids. And I used to complain at one point, why are we going to the thrift store? Yeah. Why are we doing this? Like, all the other kids have this and that. You know what I mean? So it definitely, it's crazy. And to this day, now she has $13 an hour and she thinks that's a lot more. Yes, it is a lot more than $8, but you should not be getting paid that much, when I know other nurses who are getting paid double what you're getting paid.
It's oh man. I'm sorry. Good, James. I don't know if you want to jump in there, because I know, like, that story just repeats itself all around. I don't even know how the underlying situation in this country has changed, because I wondered the same thing about my parents. How the hell did they support 6 kids? And I know my dad made less money back then than I made probably when I was like in my mid 20s and 30s, right? But it's because my dad owned homes. I've never owned a home. I'm 40 years old, haven't owned a home. And I'm not complaining about that, because that's just the way America is right now. My father was able to own multiple homes because the system was different back then. Right now, what we're living under is people making about the same amount of money that they were making way back then, but the cost of living has gone up so much, but they ain't paying us no more money, right? Nope. We still ain't nobody making, we're trying to get people to $15 an hour. And the prices of homes have gone up. The prices of cars have gone up. The prices of college has gone up. The price of food has gone up. The price of all that stuff is going up. But the price of what we get paid has not. And so, like, while I look back in amazement at how my father was able to do it with 6 kids, my father and my mother was able to do it because we stayed at the thrift stores. Rebecca, we stayed at Women, Infants, and Children, the WIC program. We stayed with government cheese. That's the only way we're able to actually get it accomplished. But I think about the people right now who literally are making about the same money that my dad was making, and they're having to do it when the cost of a 2-bedroom apartment is like $1,000 or $1,200. Exactly.
And that's such a good point, because it's like, as I get that you guys are fighting for $15, but it doesn't
still not enough.
Because at the end of the day, even with what I get paid, my rent, my car note, my insurance, my food, I be cooking sometimes. All of that, when I add it up, because I do my monthly bills, because I'm a grown up now. So I add up my monthly bills and what I'm going to get paid. And then the extra that I do get on the side, y'all, I be left with every month a couple $100. You know what I mean? And I have to make that stretch until next pay. And for some people with what I get paid, they're like, oh my God, it's so amazing. Please understand, everything that I have has been a frugal decision. It'd be nice. It's cute.
Yeah.
I live like in luxury places, but I had to go to the mountains to go find something. I can't live in Atlanta with what they are charging for rent. I just would not do it. Listen,
get me out into the suburbs, bro.
Right.
Man,
Real quick.
Yes, I had to get my credit up, and when I went to go purchase a vehicle, I was like, I could either get this name brand beautiful vehicle here, or I can get this beautiful Jeep Renegade decked out and call it a day and have my payments low. It's a beautiful car. I love it, mean it. Would like a Wrangler, but God said sit down and be in your pay grade. So you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, people might look at my life and be like, oh, she gets paid and da da da. Yeah, I don't understand. I get paid to pay my bills. And for me,
no, they understand.
Well, you guys do. But people around me, yes, I like to be fabulous, but I'm always like balling on a budget. I'm always cute on a budget. I always make room for what I need to make room for. Because if I even spend outside of that bracket, y'all wouldn't even see me today. Internet gonna be off, lights gonna be off. Listen, I no matter what these people do, it's like I should be getting paid way more. 2 degrees.
Come on.
Actually 3 degrees. And, just my history and what I've done and how I've done it, who I've worked with. But no, to them, they literally, I'm telling you, they literally will look at somebody and say, that person looks like they should get paid this much. And that person has a vagina, cut them down a few dollars. I'm not sure about her. That's literally how they do it. Because when I got hired for the company that I work for, somebody else who is white and just has that, that look like Laura Ingraham, like those people. And then there was me. You guys can see there's me. But they thought that she looked more like a leader. And then for me, they were sadly mistaken when I had to become the leader for my team. I was the speaker for the team in the meetings and everything. So, but she was getting paid like $8 more than me. Wow. So, and the same, I had more qualifications than her, but they just went off of what she like. So,
this is just real life. This is what James. This is what all of us, everybody at different levels. And the thing is like, it's a gamble, man. Just trying to break out of that. They do penalize people who don't operate in the system the way they want, because they make money off of everything that we do. They make money off of living, eating, sleeping. I mean, they make money off of your sickness. They make money. I mean, just everywhere they're there to just snatch.
And you
all of our
die,
money.
you replaceable, baby. If
you replaceable, and they make money off your death,
baby. They don't put your job posting online already filled. That person will be starting in 2 days. That is it. You don't mean anything. So that's why sometimes I be feeling like, I'm working 6 jobs for you. Nah, I'm taking tomorrow off. And me and Bubba were talking about that yesterday. Sometimes it's very imperative that you take a day, because these people that you work for, these corporations, they gave you benefits and insurance, and they tell you, now get on your knees and respect me at all times. I need you to bow down to me at all times. I don't care what time of the day it is. I don't care if you have kids. I don't care how sick you are. I don't care. You will be bowing down to me, and you guys will be slaves to this company. And I will give you not even 1% of what you're supposed to be making off of what we make off the work that you do. But, if something happens to you, that's your life, and we will move on. But we gave you insurance. We gave you, we have the best insurance. We gave you insurance.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like, no, y'all won't do that to me. What I said yesterday, Rebecca, I'm taking a day. I deserve it.
And it's very important. It's very important to take a day.
I took it too.
That's right. And me encouraging folks. That's why people at the job don't like me. Take a day. You need to take a day. Take a day. Because no, listen. I was taught that in my college, the number one university in the nation, Florida A&M University. I was taught that if when you're going through and you just feel like you can't even make it to the classroom,
we know, baby.
You
we know.
Don't bring that attitude here. If you need to take, and that's before they were literally teaching us about mental health and things like that. They're like, go on with that attitude. Don't come in this classroom. Don't come with don't come with that bad spirit. Shake it off. Take a day. Do what you need to do in that day. Rest, work out, talk to somebody. We need you to take a day, and then after you take your day, return, and do what needs to be done. And but people at the job, you take a day, you're not a good worker.
Yeah.
You don't care about the job, even though the days that you were at work, you were giving them your all. You gave them an arm. You gave them a leg. You gave them every piece of hair left on your scalp. Now you ain't got no edges. And they are still like, that is not enough. And that is why I say I cannot, I do my work. I go there and do my work. And especially with me, they see the quality in me. They're like, gosh, Rebecca is just so amazing. We got to put her here. We got to put her there. We got to put her there. I don't see my pay changing. Pay hasn't changed.
At all.
So you will not require things of me and not pay not change my pay, not upgrade my pay. I'm gonna still be doing what you guys had me on before. Just please don't play with me. Don't play with my money. Don't play with my time.
It just takes too much. It takes too much for you to get escape velocity and to escape out of poverty, to escape out of being in the working class, or to escape out of the living check to check. It just takes so much. When I started doing the show, I was living in Boston, working the overnight shift. I had to work from 7 in the evening till 7 in the morning, and then drove Jada to her job, came back with the kids, and had to keep them quiet. And then I went in the room and started doing the Benjamin Dixon show. And I had to do that for 6 years to finally get in a position where I could do something other than live paycheck to paycheck. That's just not possible for most people to be able to do, and it should not be required for people to have to give up their entire give everything just to break out of the American cycle of wake up, work, go to work, spend your money to get to work. You at work, you got to spend money to eat, or you have to bring something from home, which takes time. Most people can't do it, right? And then you're giving the money on your way. You get a ticket on your way. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay. Every way this country is perfectly designed to take every single penny out of us. And when we're dead, when we die, most of us ain't got nothing to leave our kids. Nothing to help them out. Nothing. My dad didn't have a dime to leave us when he died. Nothing. We were just lucky that at the last second he got some life insurance, because we didn't even know how we were going to pay for the damn funeral. My God. And this is a man who worked his whole life. He worked as well as pastored his whole life. And that's the story of so many people. But this country has us locked into a vicious cycle. I want to read one comment, because this is how I live my life now too. Leslie K in the chat room said they're practicing to not be such a consumer of crap I don't need. And honestly, I'll be real with y'all. The way I praise God every day I married a woman who didn't really care about us buying a whole lot of stuff, because the only way we survived was the fact that we just don't buy stuff. We buy the bare minimum. I told y'all we had a one raggedy TV I found for $400. I saved up, got it in Boston, and we had that thing until I got those viral videos in December. I'm serious. I did not buy a TV for the entire time, but my wife was okay with it, and we just got to be, we can't, if we can control our consumption, if we cannot give this system our last dime, and I don't want to say that to say financial literacy and all that crap. All I'm saying is just unplug from the matrix, because they trying to get you for every dime and leave you for dead.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. Now I can't relate to not spending.
Me neither.
So they call me Spinderella. Now, one thing about it though, the man that gets me, we're gonna be balling on a budget though. Everything that you have, it's gonna be good. And it's going to be something that came from, even if it's from the thrift store or me creating it with my hands.
Oh, no, Jada stay in the thrift store now.
Yeah, I love the thrift store. Thrifting has gotten me through college. I literally, in the end, I was nominated for Best Dress in high school. So all my dance gear also came from the thrift store as well. So like, you know, I know that I like to be able to stand next to the lady at the Target where I live and her just staring at me thinking I don't deserve to be here. And meanwhile, like I do, like with my Gucci bag that I purchased from a consignment store for like $5, you know.
See, I don't consider that consumption. I don't because I don't consider that because it's like that's wise. That's wisdom, right? What's our song? And I mean, I want you to get back to your story, but in our song, "Still Fly," he said, "He's still fly." Clothes was handed down to him. He's still fly. Like we get it. You know, go to that thrift store and get what you got because you get a Gucci bag for $5. You popping.
Walmart, DD's, and don't get it twisted. Like I'll buy name brand stuff, whatever. But like I will always, y'all will see me mix and match it, whatever, because I'm like I don't believe in taking my rent money to buy a Chanel bag. And I do have a Chanel bag and I bought it from the consignment store for like $30. Like, see, like that's who I am. And my man, he's always going to be geared up, smelling good and all the latest and the greatest because I know how to go somewhere and find it for sales. Like it's just how I am. I go to the food store and when I know I'm going to cook, I go and find, because I'm cooking that meat today. I will find the meat that is the cheapest because I know the date is coming up on tomorrow, and I know I don't cook every day. Oh, Bubba, we lost your camera. But I know I don't cook every day. But so you know I do things that work for me, and I will not allow or cause everything on social media that's being bought and things like that for me to be pushed in that direction.
Exactly.
So yeah. So I do get it. So thank God that you had Jada. And thank God that you know, but I am a Spenderella, but I had to learn how to fit that into my lifestyle because before I was never taught how to spend. I would just spend and not know how to get it back. Or I would spend and not really look at my monthly bills and things like that. And then when I tried not to spend, I was miserable. I was like, I like to eat out. I'm not a cooker. I don't care for cooking, you know, things that fit your lifestyle. And then that's why I'm like, I don't want to have to, I watch people be like, well, I done, you know, girl, I haven't eaten in like five months because I've been saving. I just bought me a Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
Sis,
nah.
No,
I'm still driving I'm driving a
today.
Nissan Altima. I'm driving a Nissan Altima right now. I'm gonna keep driving that thing until that thing falls apart. Y'all think I'm gonna go out here? You think I'm gonna buy me like we get some real money in here? You think I'm gonna go out and pay $100,000 for a car just because I got them? Hell no.
I might pay a little cash for a new car, but it ain't gonna be $100,000.
Right.
Shoot.
Like, you know, but what I'm saying is like, we all do what works for us. It's funny because there's a girl, a comedian, beautiful comedian. Her name is Pretty V, and she's very popular on Wild 'N Out. A tiny little thing, but she lives here in Atlanta. She's like, I like my Honda. She got her Honda before she got big, and then she still drives that Honda to this day, and she uses them in her skits that she does. And I think that's amazing. Even though she has she's partnered with City Trends and has like brands, makeup brands and headphones and workout gear out in City Trends. Mama is still rocking that Honda. You know what I'm saying? And that's nice. Now me, I might have been a little stunting, you know, a little something, but that's just me.
Look, there's a threshold. There's a threshold where I may consider like going out and buying a Benz, and I'm nowhere near that because you know what happens is, and I learned this when I was younger. I got talked into buying an Audi. Or Audi, I don't know how y'all pronounce it.
I say Audi, but I could be wrong too.
And I loved the car. Like it was easy to go from 0 to 120 in like no time flat. But that thing drained every bit of pennies I ever had out of me. This is before I got married. So I was like, you know, and then it broke down and kept breaking down. It just kept, it cost so much money to keep up. So I'm going to get me one of these cars. And I saw my wife, when I met her, I had an Audi and she had the Altima. She had but that thing lasted us for like 150,000 miles. We just got rid of her Audi with her Altima. Not too long ago. And I was like, you know what? The hell with that. Let's buy some more Altimas. And so we bought two. So we got, there was
Toyotas
a minute.
And Altimas.
There was a minute.
Faithful cars. Nissan.
Right.
There was a second you could pull up to our yard and you would think we were a Nissan dealer because we had 3 Altimas just sitting back.
Sounds like some Florida living to me.
Okay.
But no, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying these things because there's a whole myth about, financial literacy. And if you just save all your dimes, everything will be all right. No, what I'm saying is, like, all of the corners I had to cut, all the overnight shifts I had to work, and then saving this and not spending that and all that is cool. But you should not have to break your back just to be able to survive. And that's what we're saying. Like, the system has to change, because I don't expect people to be able to replicate all the dumb shit I had to do just to survive, and then get into position to thrive, and then try to get into position to change stuff. And then, now we need y'all to stay patrons because, I overcommitted on that part of it, but we still going to change the world. And you, all those things that you got to do in order to change something. I mean, they got us doing 100 jobs just to survive. And that's not reasonable. People
and
can't
then
live
make
like
us
that.
feel bad. They reprimand us. And
Yeah.
I love that we're having this conversation, because don't you see that when we unpack it, there's so much more. They reprimand us for spending the money that
they draining from us.
that they're draining from us. I tell you guys this all the time, and I will tell you every opportunity and chance that I get. I get paid 60% of my check, 60% of my total pay. And they think and they make sure they put it on there so you can see how much you're getting paid. I get paid 60% of what I'm supposed to get paid. Okay. So when I go
and
looking
then
for houses,
you can't get insurance for that. You
Exactly.
gotta pay more just to get it. That's crazy.
Exactly. So when I go look for homes and apartments and go for buying cars, they give me the total pay on the check, so that when I go there, that I can get that thing, that car or that home or that rental space. But then in reality, I can't really pay it. Now, I would be able to pay a mortgage, but rent, which is double the mortgage.
Come on.
But y'all got me out here doing 6 jobs to get a little space. And I don't understand if I just let me get the house, my dude. Like, I can pay that. That's in my, my pay bracket. But
they penalize being poor.
us. They make us feel like we should not be able to afford a home, but we can afford double that by renting. We should not be able to. My first car buying experience, because there was a point in time that we did come up in our community, and again, like I say, we lived in the suburbs. Daddy got me a nice little Corolla Toyota as my first car, 1998, pushing only had about 30,000 miles on it. It was a good little car, 2007. I love that car. But it was crazy because when I had to purchase my own car, I had to have my mom as a co-signer. I did not know anything about the car buying experience.
Interest. Oh my God.
I had gotten the car, y'all, and I did not know anything about the car buying experience. Once again,
How much
I
was your
wanted the car
interest rate?
so bad. My interest rate on a 2008 Mazda, the year was 2014. On a 2008 Mazda, I could have paid it outright, but I was paying it. So I don't know. I remember I was getting only paid $273 every 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
So, and I needed a car to get around here. And that was the only car they were trying to give me. My mother was the only way to co-sign, but she co-signed, and they said the only reason why we're going to let her co-sign is so that we can give you your interest rate.
I'm waiting to hear this interest rate.
The interest rate, beloveds that are watching.
I got a number in my head. I think I know what it is.
27%.
Whoa. What? You said 27%?
27%.
I thought you were going to say 18% because they got me for 18%.
But I did not know anything, y'all. Anything about it. I'm thinking the car cost $4,000. I put down $2,000 that I saved, but because I didn't have the total amount.
Oh, you went to a buy here, pay here place.
No, I went to the Nissan dealership over there in Royal Palm.
They got you for 27% at a dealership?
Nissan. So I need y'all to go on their page and get into their ass. Nissan and Royal Palm Beach. This was like back in 2014. And I drove away. I drove home with this car thinking everything was, I did not understand the system. And I kept asking them to explain it to me. But of course, that's what I got. Now, in my second car buying experience, shouts out to Carvana. Carvana was an exceptional experience. I got my credit up. I was at a beautiful percentage rate, which literally cut my percentage rate that I had with that former car in half and more. And the payments for my car was amazing. And my car at the time was less than a year old when I purchased it.
We got to get rid of
like,
the credit system. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it was such, and because they literally walked me through everything, helped me understand. But that was a learning situation for me that I needed to go through to learn, because my next car buying experience would have been never nothing like that. And I even shared that with my friends, my other friends who were going to go purchase their cars. I helped them understand what APRs were, how they affected you, what that meant for you, even though your car was this amount of money. It's like all of that, because I knew what I went through, and I was like, this ain't gonna happen to my girlfriends, because this is some bull. This is some bull.
That's crazy. That is. Now
And
I felt like I got taken.
Because mine was 26% from the Jeep dealership.
My God.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Y'all are wild.
That's why I went to Carvana.
I thought I was bad because on my Audi they got me for 18%. And I was like, and I almost didn't sign it because I knew how the system worked. I'm like, 18 goddamn, but I had to have a car. Living in South Florida, there's not enough public transportation for you to be able to get around with. And this is how they get us, man. The entire system from top to bottom is designed precisely to extract as much wealth from you as possible. They will have you working your entire life, and you have generated for your company, for all the people who get money out of you, your car dealers, your landlord, hell, your cell phone provider, your internet provider. They are just sitting there, just draining money out of you, and then you die and you got nothing. That's how the system is shaped, and it's not sustainable.
They reprimand you for being poor and trying to spend money.
No, it's a poverty penalty. They penalize you for being
penalty.
poor.
Yes. Exactly. You're poor, you don't deserve. Like, you need to be working harder. Even though you're going to be working harder for the rest of your life, you don't deserve to experience anything nice. That's why I'd be like, fuck it. Yep, sorry, y'all. That's why I'd be like, forget it.
We're on the after show. You good.
I am going to go on this trip, or I'm going to spend this money here because my bills are paid. I'm not going to sit here and be starving and looking out the window at pleasure.
Depressed.
Hell no. I refuse.
I'm going to roll up to it. Now, I will do that. Now, I don't consume a lot.
I'm going to the hair store and I'm buying them bundles.
Listen.
The bundles that may not be fully human hair, but I'm gonna buy them to rock for the week. It's just what it is.
See, that's the flip side of it. When I say don't be a consumer or roll back from being a consumer, I also mean enjoy your life too, though. Because if I need to pull up, man, listen, there are plenty of days, we all done it before. Plenty of days when I only had like $59.99 in my bank account, and I'm like, you know what, F this, let's go to brunch. And I roll up there with my kids and Jada, and we get like at least, because I always leave room for tip. We do about $40 worth of food and then taxes and tip, and we out of there, ain't got no more money for the rest of the week, but whatever, because like y'all got everything, y'all have taken everything from us, and y'all on y'all luxury cruise, on your luxury yacht,
and then getting mad at us because we decided to go take our own luxury cruise that I could afford, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm taking
Royal
the day off
Caribbean
from work.
They on their yacht, and they complain about us on the Royal Caribbean.
That is crazy.
Oh man, I hate this country. I love America, but I hate what it does to us, man.
Yeah, and I like that we can, and it sucks. So that's some black ass stuff. Like, we laughing about our pain. I'm so broke, but I'm about to spend like I'm rich. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But seriously, because that's the flip side of it, because they want to make you feel bad because you go out. This is why I don't like when I say break away as consumers, I mean collectively. Like we need. I mean, I guess I might as well just start telling people what's really in my head. Like, we need to be able to organize at a scale where we can change the system by saying, no, we're not spending our money with you. No, we're not spending our money there. And to actually have the level of consumer strikes that are effective, we have to have millions of people following us. We have to have millions upon millions upon millions of people who are listening to us. And when I say, I'm not talking about general, I'm talking about there has to be a television, internet, I don't care what kind of platform, but it has to have an audience large enough for us to be able to say, hey, boycott Amazon, and actually have an impact.
Yes.
We can't have the impact when we have like 30 dozen different leftists and progressive YouTubers, all that, right? And all of our audiences combined don't make up 1 million people. Fox News, Tucker Carlson can say one thing, and it's already reaching millions of people every single time he talks.
Millions
we
of people.
have to have a platform where we can speak to millions of people and say, No, we're not going to go to Walmart. No, we're not going to go to Amazon. No, we're not going to spend on this. No, we're not. And that's the only way we're going to ever change anything, because otherwise, it's going to be like this for a while. Oh, it's 10:30 already. I didn't even notice.
Because when we get to talking about the jobs, when we get to talking about the corporate, it just goes left. It just goes left. And I know that, even in our high positions, I was talking to Bubba yesterday, our positions could be high as well at the job, and we can still feel like a slave to the system and need our
slave
days.
to the damn system.
Right? Yeah. So for everybody who has to go to work, and, we have to. Like, if for me, I would do this and I would make my focus here all day long for you guys, and be here all the time to give you guys the news, but we got to do what we got to do while maintaining the show. So again, while you guys are watching, make sure you tell a friend, a sister, your grandmother, your grandbrother, your side boo, your food bae, definitely become a patron on patreon.com/likeItOrNot. And we will be here. I'm telling you, it's only going up, and it'll be stuck. It's going to be up and it's
all
stuck
the way up
from here.
Hey, let's take this. We're going to take this. Because we didn't cover any of the stories we were going to cover in the after party, but I think these conversations are even more useful. Let's take Tunde, if Nikki is ready. Let's take her call before we get out of here. Okay. All right. We'll give her a couple seconds to jump in. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. We've had over, it's only 95 watching us now, so salute to all of you. But there is about there was like 106 patrons. Yeah, 107. So that's love. That's a beautiful thing to have that many people supporting us and watching in real time. And shout out, I want everybody to go over. I subscribe to Environmental Coffee House's YouTube page. They have videos over there. I don't know a lot of what it's about. I was just reading the comment section how they address environmentalism from a hard science perspective, and they're a patron of ours, so they got to be dope. So go over there and subscribe to their channel. I just got through subscribing, and thank you all for helping us do this. It's love. It's love. That's all I got. I'm just waiting on the caller.
Most definitely.
Oh, she left. Okay, cool. I can say I can save my vocal cords. Rebecca, get your last word in there. I got nothing else to say other than we love y'all and appreciate y'all. And then James, do your thing, man.
All right, so thank you guys for tuning in once again. Become a patron on patreon.com/likeItOrNot. It is the month of May, and here, look, I want to make sure we still on. I heard a sound. All right. It is the month of May. The month of May is all about the Tauruses. The Geminis come at the end. But the month of May is popping, y'all. I was born in this month. It is beautiful. It's springtime. Some days be rainy, but that's okay because the sun does come through with the rainbow every single time. I say all that to say today is my nephew's birthday, my godson's birthday.
Happy birthday, nephew.
So happy birthday, Elias. I named him. And today it's his birthday. He is a May 5th baby. So happy for that. It is also Haitian Heritage Month, which is a big deal for us. So,
love.
You'll be seeing me rock some red and blue every now and then. Something Haitian created, something Haitian owned. Bubba, I tried to find you some music to play, but I can't tell because they're getting savvy now, and they're licensing their music. So I was like, I don't want him to start playing something and they'd be like, oh, it's licensed. So it may be just some couple of instrumentals, but in the form of Haitian music, that possibly could be something that we can do. So I will get that to you because this month we will be playing some Haitian music. And then I said was born this month. I was born on May 15th, which is going to be next Saturday. I will be reminding you guys every time we leave this show. I will be turning 31. I'm so excited about it because this is my second birthday in the pandemic, and I planned actually to step out this time around. So new hair next week, new nails. I'm gonna be real cute, but definitely tune in to see how that's gonna be. I love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting. Love you guys, mean it. So Bubba, take it away.
Yeah. Hey. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Shout out Tequila.
Oh, and it's Cinco de Mayo. I'm about to go get
tequila.
Tequila, taco.
I'll meet you out.
I love it.
Shout out to everybody.
Everybody. We love y'all.
And we'll see y'all in the morning. Take y'all out on a little one song real quick.
But I'm still fly. I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could. All it was. Clothes to make the man